Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me today is Stephen Mullowney. He is the CEO and director of TRX Gold. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you, TRX on the NYSE American and TNX on the TSX. And TRX Gold will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13 through 16, 2022. For more information, please go to precioussummit.com. And with that, Stephen, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Not too bad. How are you doing, Robert?
I'm not too bad. Just, I think like all of us getting geared up for Beaver Creek at this point.
Excellent. Yeah, it's good to be here today. And thank you for providing the interview.
Absolutely. So this is actually our first time doing an interview covering TRX Gold. So can you start us off with a quick overview and history of the company?
Yeah, so TRX Gold has been around since around 2004 to mid 2000s. I stepped into the CEO role about 18 months ago, and since then we've had a lot of change and a lot of action on the ground. So we've actually just recently went into production, and we've really defined where our blue sky potential is on the resource upside. So we have over 2 million ounces in the measured and indicated category at 1.8 grams a ton, 600 ounces to 1.1 grams a ton in the inferred category. So a really good resource with a lot of blue sky, and we're going to use our production profile to hopefully pay for that exploration blue sky potential.
Very good. And what would you say makes TRX Gold unique and different compared to some of your peers out there?
I think the uniqueness is the business plan that we plan to execute. So not a lot of companies can pull off the fact that they can get an asset into production. Our 1,000 ton per day plant will be on time and on budget for Q3 this month, calendar Q3 that is, and by the end of September. And we're going to utilize that cash flow to put into exploration drill bits and expand the property continually. So we're focused on production growth, we're focused on resource growth, and we're focused on growth overall in the overall assets.
So, Stephen, for those that aren't familiar with the project itself, can you give us a little overview about it?
Yes, we're located in Tanzania. We've had very strong government relations, especially since I arrived. They've been very supportive. We've got an extension to our special mining license renewal period. It's good until the end of the deposit, but the renewal period was extended for an additional 5 years. And we've done a lot in Tanzania over the last year. I don't think we would be able to do it anywhere else. It has the skill sets and the human capital talent there. We've gone basically from no mining operations to 1,000 tons per day in just over a year, with a lot of local content in Tanzania. And that project is going to be able to produce now 15 to 20,000 ounces per annum, more in the first couple of years. And we'll utilize that cash flow, as I mentioned earlier, to reinvest back into the property.
Very good. And, you mentioned you just came on as CEO relatively recently. What was your background prior to joining TRX Gold?
Yeah, prior to joining TRX Gold, I was a partner and managing director in PricewaterhouseCoopers. And in that role, I led the deals mining practice here in Canada for 10 plus years. And I had a lot of experience helping people develop their business plans for value creation, had a lot of consulting roles and around operational improvements. And I had a lot of government relations roles in advising governments and advising companies in countries on how to basically, in some regards, get along with each other, but in other regards, develop policies and agreements. So very well-rounded background, and of course, it's mining. So in that role, I've been pretty much to all four corners of the earth.
Very good. All right. Well, to close us out here today, from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's near-term value catalysts that you want folks to pay attention to moving forward?
Yeah. So our near-term catalysts are, look, we have our 1,000 tons per day plant coming online. We've achieved very low cash costs from our 360 ton per day plant that's been operating over the last year. In Q3, we had around $500 cash cost. Q2 was around just over $700. So look for that expanded plant to come online with expanded production with still relatively really low cash cost for the next year. Also, we just announced extensions to our Buckreef main shear zone in the northeast. We are now drilling in the south, and we're also infill drilling. So expect some more results coming as a result of the drill bit. We also this year need to drill at our Anfield zone and other zones around the property. Like I said, there's a lot of blue sky here. It's an underexplored property, 16 square kilometers. And then, of course, in the Buckreef main zone, there's a much larger project in the sulfides. Expect to see some news on the met work that has been done particularly around, the assays of the holes that were drilled in the next couple of months, and then who will get the further met study. Well, we've also started the infill drill program on that. And we are also developing a geotech study and the broader study. The goal there will be to phase that as well.
All right, well, Stephen, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on TRX?
And www.trxgold.com. Pretty simple.
Very good. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck, stay safe, and we'll see you in Beaver Creek.
Yeah, thank you, Robert, and greatly appreciate the opportunity today.
Absolutely. Again, TRX Gold will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13th through 16th, 2022. For more information, please visit precioussummit.com.